Welcome to the Your Limitless Leadership Podcast with Jenny and Brent Widman. Here, we believe leadership isn't just about titles. It's about how you show up in every aspect of life. Whether you're leading a business, building a legacy as an entrepreneur, guiding your family, or striving to lead yourself first, this podcast is for you. Join us as we dive into real conversations about growth, decision-making, and the courage it takes to lead with purpose. Get ready to be inspired, challenged, and equipped to become the limitless leader you are meant to be. This is your Limitless Leadership Podcast. Let's lead without limits. Welcome to your Limitless Leadership, and I have a man who is special to my heart. And maybe he doesn't know this, but his name's Corey Anderson. I'll just start there. The disability geek. And he honestly, way back 10 to 13 years ago, helped me get the start in the business that I do. You ever have those people that when your phone rings or you see their name or their number on your phone or just LinkedIn or wherever it is, you smile. And they bring you a really warm, and I hope all of you have these types of people in your life, because Corey is that person to me for sure. Every time I get to talk to him, or lunches or coffees or breakfast, whatever it is, I feel pretty lucky that I get to know this guy. So just a little background on him. I don't want to steal his story and what have you, because his story has a lot of impact on people as well. He's actually been in business for over 25 years doing this, and I'll let him allude to that. All the while married to his wife, Stacy, and raising 4 kids, which is fantastic. So that's no small task. And they are Kate, Charlie, Maggie, and Matthew. And you can just hear when he talks about them, the mix of discipline and caring and love he has in his heart, just the way he lights up when he talks about them.
He forgot frustration.
Well, you have kids. It's kind of how it works, isn't it? I love it. Thank you, dude, so much for being on here. So tell me, let's just start there. And you can go as far back as you want to, but I know you have a story from when you were growing up. And I have heard that, and we can get into that right away. Or just how you got into business, how all of this started, the last 25 plus years. Like, tell us about Corey. Start there, I guess.
You ever feel like when you do a little self-reflection that an opportunity came years ago and it didn't come in a white little box or even a Tiffany box or anything perfect saying this is the perfect opportunity. In fact, at the time, it looked like hell. It looked like your world was going to come crashing in and you didn't know how you were going to get out of bed the next morning. That was June of 2003. When the firm I was at came to me and said, we've eliminated your position, which is code word for they hired a replacement. 2, we really want you to stay here, but start your own business, and we'll provide computers, we'll provide an office, we'll provide a cubicle, we'll provide all that, but we want you to go start your own business. And we think you can help advisors sell disability insurance, which they're terrible at doing. But instead of them trying to do it, you do it for them and you start from scratch. I had just rented a cabin. I had just bought a brand new boat. I was 3 years in at the age of, 25.
Okay.
I was 3 years into owning a brand new house that I had built for myself. And I had 2 snowmobiles, a jet ski. Like, life couldn't have been better, making some good money. And I go from making some good money to straight commission only, selling the most difficult product out there to sell in the insurance space of disability insurance. It was a nightmare, but it was like, I can go this route, or they said, hey, we'd be happy to help you find a job somewhere else. And I look back and I think of those types of opportunities come across our table or across our lives regularly, like not daily, but like you think of stuff, if you look back, at the time, it was maybe not looking like an opportunity. It was like somebody was taking a baseball bat to your knees, and you were like, how am I going to get out of bed tomorrow and even pay my bills? But it was the best thing that happened to me, like one of my top 5 moments in life. And if we go back to before that and how did we get there? I was born into a family where my parents were basically divorced from day one, raised by my mom, had my older sister 4 years older. My mom believed in private Catholic education when she couldn't really afford it. We had 2 houses that we were foreclosed on growing up where we had to move out. We were homeless my in junior high where we luckily my mom knew somebody and we ended up moving into their basement into a bedroom. It was my mom, my sister, and I when I was in like 7th, 8th grade. But I went to private Catholic school. I went to Benilde St. Margaret's where
Mm.
you got to see the upper Benilde St. Margaret's is a private Catholic school in the Twin Cities. You got to see the upper 1% how they lived. And you said, I want that. I want to be that person. I want to be that business owner someday. They asked me to leave after my junior year because we couldn't afford it. I cleaned classrooms every day when I was in high school, and it was part of the work program where they would pay for part of your tuition off of cleaning classrooms every day. For a couple of years, I washed dishes in my free hour in the lunchroom literally every day. And I laugh because I probably should have been kicked out of that school. I almost burned the school down selling lighters. I was an entrepreneur from day one, and I sold lighters that would put like a flame like that high. So he'd be in the back of the room just burning stuff. Like I should have been kicked out, but they gave me an opportunity. Got in with the high school hockey coach, even though I was terrible at
Mm.
hockey. Became the water boy manager, and he probably saved my life. He showed me what being a good man is and being a leader and caring for others. And I got to be around the team. So that was a lot of fun. Got to skate with them every day and still have hockey, even though I wasn't good at it, which to this day I still love high school hockey. So, anyways, I had that. They asked me to leave after my junior year. I sat down with the president and I said, I can't leave. I'm not going to St. Louis Park High. Like, this isn't going to happen. I've been in private Catholic school since first grade and signed a contract. And he said, okay, well, after you graduate, you got to pay me back and literally pay the school. So within 3 months of graduating, I paid the school back all of the tuition that we owed. And it was something where it was what I believed in. I knew I needed that.
Oh,
And what I also loved about Benilde is they believed in it. It wasn't like, am I going to go to college? It's what college are you going to? Like you go to a lot of high schools and it's like, oh, what are you going to do after high school? No, no, no. What college are you going to or what university? And with a 2.0 in high school, 2.2. I pulled my GPA recently. 1.3 was my first semester sophomore year. 1.3. Like that's really impressive. But I also look back of what was going on in my life, houses being foreclosed
yeah.
on, not having a place to live for a while. It was a mess. But I got through high school. I went to the one university that would accept me, and I was on academic probation and literally jumped through a bunch of hoops. Had to take a class called the pass class just to teach you how to pass a class and graduated in 3.5 years because I didn't want to have a ton of bills. So I graduated in 3.5 years and got into what everybody wants to get into insurance, right? Like, haven't you dreamt about since you were a little kid doing insurance? Like, I mean, come on, Brent, can you think of a better occupation? Like, nobody dreams about
Oh,
going into insurance unless they have a family member in it. But if you aren't a family member, you're like, who would do that? And my mom was at a Catholic, like, fundraising type thing
yeah.
before my senior year of college, and somebody was saying they were needing to hire people, and she's like, "Oh my gosh, my son's graduating early. You should hire him." And I went in and I took all the tests, and they said you absolutely should not do insurance. But this person said, "I need to put a warm body in. You're willing to do it. We'll take a risk on you." And so I got in right. That was January of 2000 when I started fresh out of college in the business. Said I'm going to be an advisor. I'm going to help people, and I never picked up the phone and never called anyone, so that really was successful. Like, you don't pick up the phone, you don't call anyone, you go down to college and still drink your brains away for 3 and 4 day weekends. You come into the office and read manuals, boy, you're going to succeed. And within a few months, they hooked me up with a brokerage firm that was there.
Mm.
And what my job was to do was get cases through underwriting. So I would do
Okay.
order medical records, order labs, deal with underwriters. Did that for about 6 months, and they said, "Why don't you come work as our brokerage rep and teach people how to sell disability insurance?"
Mm.
I was 20, literally just turning 22 years old. Like I spelled disability. I barely could spell it. And I'm like, okay. And so I did that and worked my way up and built a good book of business. But I realized agents are terrible at it. I was so frustrated with them. I didn't realize I was frustrated,
Wow.
but the firm realized how pissed off I was at the advisors we dealt with because they couldn't figure out how to pivot. They couldn't figure out how to, like, when you're talking to a client about disability insurance, they're never going to like the price. But if
Mm-mm.
you show them 2,000 a premium and you stop if they say no, and you can't pivot to a good policy for 1,200, you're missing the boat. And so it's like I was getting so frustrated. And after a few years of doing it, that's when the firm came to me and said, "Go do it on your own. We'll have an office and all that."
Mm.
And that's what I did. But like I literally had just started dating my now wife that I wanted to pursue for 5 years. Like literally, she wouldn't give me the time of day. We'd go play golf and go to dinner once a month, but like we were just friends. And finally, she said yes to me that month. And then I go from making a great income to making zero and getting outperformed by a Catholic school teacher that never broke 30,000 of income. And she's the breadwinner. Like talk about just a punch to the gut. It was just like, oh, but it was a defining moment in my life, really a
Oh,
defining moment.
I gotta ask because there's a pattern here. If you see it, how do you? And maybe this is a big question, but how do you continue to believe in yourself when it feels like at times everything around you just crumbled? Like maybe people believed in you, but you're probably too young to maybe see it at times. But how did you keep doing that? Like most, that's not normal.
I'm a little spiritual, even though I'm not the every week church kind of guy, but here and
Yep.
there, say my prayers, be thankful, a lot of gratitude, like the amount of places that I've ended up because of I just showing up. And,
Mm,
like, how often do you have that day where you're just like, I don't want to get out of bed today?
yeah.
But then I'm like, do I want to be the loser that doesn't get out of bed? No, I'm not that person. Like, we show up, we suit up, like you just show up and suit up, and that's half the battle right there. Like in college, I may have been hungover or maybe have still, lit up the breathalyzer at 7:45 in the morning, but I still showed up for 7:45 class. I had 7:45 class 2 days a week, and that's not in college. That just is that's
Unheard of.
sacrilegious. Like what? But I would still show up. I mean, and so you'd still get decent grades just because you showed up. It was half of it. People respect you just for showing up, and then I don't know the self belief. It's like tomorrow's going to be a better day. Like if you get down in the dumps, it's not going to last forever. It's a temporary spot. It's just like if you get to the top, that's a temporary spot. You're not going to be at the top all the time. So you got to figure out a way if you want to stay at the top, how to stay at the top. And if you're at the bottom, you got to figure out how to move yourself out of the rut. And hopefully you've hit the rock bottom. And how do you show up? Like, again, half the battle is getting out of bed and doing something, doing a positive activity in your day to move the needle.
Was that mom? Was that people from the Catholic school? Was that the hockey coach? Was there other people? Because you learn that from somewhere. And I mean, more often than not, right? It's not just ingrained in you and you know all those things. Like, look for the good, and you'll find it. Look for the crap, and you'll find it.
I'm a big fan of vision. And I think of it was all of them. Like, you're a product of your being, like of all the stuff around you. But then are you a person that's going to figure out a way through it or are you going to give up?
Mm,
Are you a quitter or not? Are you a victim or not? Like it's a lot of people in my situation, then the stuff I went through growing up would have quit
yeah.
and would have just let it define them and they would have been living in a trailer somewhere. And it's like, I'm not going to quit. Like, no, that's not an option. But I also, to me, helped me build my vision. Like, I love my father, but he was not present as a father.
Yeah.
He just, he's a great person. If you asked a lot of people out in the world, they'd be, wow, what a wonderful guy he is. He struggled as a father. And still to this day, I think he struggles on that. But to me, it was a great learning curve of, okay, here's what do I want to do to be the better person? I want to be the person that's at every one of my kids' events. Now, am I going to watch them practice football? Heck no. Am I going to go to their games though? Yes. And like you get to high school, I don't know if any of you on this listening have high school sports. High school sports, unless it's like varsity hockey and football, it's at 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
And 4 o'clock is like, I live in St. Michael, Albertville. It is, we go 30, 40, 50 minutes away for games. So you have a 4 o'clock game, which means you got to leave at 3. And I'll show up and there'll be like 12 kids on the volleyball team. There'll be 2 dads there and 4 moms. 6 kids don't even have somebody there. I wanted to be that person, and I don't want to get choked up. I
No.
wanted to provide for my kids what I didn't have. Like, you'd pick up the phone back when you had quarters and you'd call. I'd try to call my mom 500 times to see if she left work yet. And then you're like, did she forget me? And you'd call home. But you know how you had to hang up really fast? Because if you got the answering machine, you'd lose your quarter.
Yeah.
You know, wasn't extra quarters, but I just wanted to be that person that was on time for that and was there. And, like, if my kids, I don't want to be remembered for business or this or that. It was, were you a good husband and a great father? That's what it's about.
I love that, man, because it's what you said. It's that mentality of you could have it chosen to go 2 different paths. You could have taken the path as this is the way it's always been. This is what I know, or I want to take this path and take the opposite and be there for my kids and my family and somebody that people can count on. And I have to think, everything aside, that is what has made you so successful because you just, one, care about people. You're always there. You're just that person that people can count on.
I got to brag, but I probably
Go
can't
for
even
it.
get through this.
I
I got a
love it.
text message yesterday evening from my 15-year-old daughter. Just turned 15, just got her permit. Thank you. Thank you so much for everything you do for us. I'm so grateful for this childhood I get to grow up in because you work for it day in and day out for us. I could never ask for a better dad. I'm so grateful for everything I get and all the experience I have gotten. Like, to me, if I
That's it.
died tomorrow, I'm successful.
That's from a 15-year-old kid,
Hmm.
which shows what you have taught that, what you've taught her really is what it comes down to, and how you've helped her grow and shown her what it really can be about. That isn't it funny we talk about what do you deem as successful and what is success to you, and what you just said is that's it right there.
If you looked at my practice, like doing insurance, some people would be like, "Holy smokes, he's so successful." And what's funny is, if I look at my numbers, I don't think it's that. Like, it's decent, but am I the guy pulling down millions? No. Am I doing well in my industry? Yeah. Could I probably do triple, quadruple what I'm doing? Yes. But if you told me I had to work 50, 60 hours a week right now, I'd tell you to have a good life. It's not worth it to me. My family's everything, and my kids, like, I design my life around my wife and my kids, and I
It's
put
just
their schedule on the calendar. Like, I will try to figure out a tournament that's in 3 months. I'll be calling the tournament director and asking them, can you figure out the schedule, or at least send me the schedule so I know when the championship game is, to see if I can get a flight out that night to go to something? Because I go to DC a few
yeah.
times a year and I do other trips, and I will try to figure it out so that I don't miss that stuff, because I hate missing sports. Hate it. Hate, like, not being there for my kids. So it's like I'll do anything I can not to miss that kind of stuff. So
Isn't that the fact that you went from, let's call it what it is, you had a job. No, I know we're talking 20 plus years back, but you had a job and you got basically fired from that job. Call it
yep,
what it is.
yep,
And you said, you know what? That's the vision, the forward thinking of I'm going to wrap my life around what I want to do so I can control it instead of somebody else controlling
yeah. But it's not all sugar either. So if we talk
Well,
about the vinegar side of it, I mean, I finally have come to grips with this over the last few years. I had a lawyer tell me, I'd have to look up the exact year, but it was probably somewhere between, probably around 2009 to 2012, somewhere in there,
okay.
that I should file bankruptcy. And I looked at him and I said some explicit words, like basically F you. And my wife was with me. And we both walk out of that meeting and we look at each other, scared as can be, but also like, we're going to make this work. And it was the reason we were in that precarious position was
I was going to ask.
we, um, doing the, we wanted my wife to be a domestic engineer homemaker. She wanted to be
Okay.
a homemaker. We wanted her to be a homemaker. I started the business in '03, going to zero commission.
Yep.
And disability insurance, if you came to me and said, I want disability insurance, and we helped you through that process, if I get paid in 6 months, that's fast.
Mm,
And
okay.
then when I get paid, it's long term. Disability insurance, you do well, but it's long term. And so we started dating. We were engaged within 6 months. 10 months after engagement, married. Not even 10 months. And then decided to start having kids. And not only have kids, we decided to shoot them out like a Pez dispenser. And literally, like a kid in '06, a kid in '08, a kid in 2010,
Oh,
and you're just reeling financially because she went from having health insurance to me having to pay her health insurance and to
yeah.
have a kid and like and lose her income and then double your mortgage. It just all was adding up and trying to run a business when my kids were little too, so I wasn't home. When my kids were real little, so I've got they're now 19, basically 17, 15 and 10. They When they were little, my goal was to be home for dinner one night a week, Monday through Friday.
Wow.
I didn't hit that all the time. It was work, work, work,
Okay.
Monday through Friday. Saturday, I probably put in 5 Saturdays a year, and Sundays was family. It was not, and this was back when I drove to an office and it was 30 miles away. It was like a
Okay.
45-minute drive each way. But it was whatever I could do to build the business to put food on the table. I never mowed the lawn. I never did anything at the house. Usually I did the wash, but that was it. Like my wife was the CEO at home. When I came home, she said, I want you to be present and not do anything but be present.
Love it.
So we were a team, and
Yep.
it's the team of the marriage. What do we need to do to make it work? She knew we needed money on the table, food on the table. So whatever she could do to help me go work and make money. But we were broke in this business. I could have quit at that point too, but you kept going. I mean, I still have times. This is now what, 2025. I just went through a dark days like 6 weeks ago where the world's ending. My life is not going the way it should. I don't have enough business. Well, it was the high of the summer was over.
If you're listening to this and you're thinking, that's me, you're not alone. Let's call it what it is. You've got the drive, you've got the experience, like you have it. You have it. You know what you're doing. But something still feels off at times, or things could be better. We know that they can be. You know, there's more. What we do is we help committed leaders go from guessing and grinding to really leading with clarity and structure and confidence. We're offering complimentary DNA strategy calls. We're going to evaluate how you're leading, where performance might be breaking down. It happens. And what really needs to tighten up within your business, within your leadership, within those people around you. Then we're going to take this next step. And what we're going to do is build accountability, the skills, and the systems to create that consistent or those consistent results around it. If you're open to digging in a little bit, the link is below in the show notes. Just book your DNAcall.com and we will find time for you and we will dig in with you. All right, let's get back to it.
In the summer, I try to work as little as possible, and I'm on the boat. We have a wake surf boat. I try to be out there by latest 2 o'clock every day, but I do a lot of charity events where I'll auction it off and I'll go at 10 a.m. and I'll go all day.
Okay.
I love, love, love sharing that with others. And I love doing that. And it's something where in the summer, like my kids, like I don't have any more summers with my 19-year-old. I hopefully she'll keep coming around. But technically I'm out of summers with my 19-year-old. She's a freshman in college. My almost 17-year-old, I've only got 2 more summers. So it's
Yep.
like measuring by summers and it's watching that count down. Well, you better make it a wonderful time because that number is going downhill. Once they're past what 8, 9 years old, you're already halfway through.
Yeah.
And I want it so that they want to come around. Like to me, I also deem success having my kids want to hang out with us. Like what 17 and 19-year-old want to come and hang out with you? None. But mine, they'll call me and they'll be like, "Hey, like, can I bring 5 friends?" Always, yes, absolutely. You can always bring friends, and I'll buy pizza or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, what kids want to hang out with their mom and dad? None. But that's why you get a wake surf boat. Then they'll hang out with you.
You just buy them. That's what it is.
I literally. And would you rather have your kids raised by another parent or you?
I'm with you. Yeah, you
Some of these
that's
kids. I mean, I just had one of my daughter's friends. We chatted while she's at college, and she was opening up about some of the crap she's going through.
hmm.
It was just like, I'll pray for you and you got this. Like, and try to talk her off the ledge a little bit and be positive. But, like that, even she wanted to chat and share, and the stuff she shared is like, you got this. Like, you're going to be okay. Like, life is okay. You're going to be okay.
The fact that you created that, the trust factor and the space to do that as well. Like that's I got to go back to your relationship with your wife and the way you talk about she is the CEO at home and she just the way she has to look at it is what it sounds like to me that your communication with her and the teamwork that you developed with her, that you're the person here and she's the person here. And it doesn't matter if you have the damn title of at a job or whatever. Like she's I used to think that stay-at-home moms didn't do anything until we had kids. And then it's like, holy cow. And you realize what they actually do and the patience and everything they have to go through. So to hear you say that, to me, hmm, that's one of the best things you said right there is that type of communication and relationship that you built right
I think we
there.
need to get rid of stay at home mom. Stupidest term.
Yeah, I love
Domestic engineer is what I use. And she runs it. She keeps it
yeah.
in order. And if mama's not happy, the house isn't happy. So you better make sure mama's happy. And we're a team. It's funny because we don't do regular roles. Like again, I do 95% of the wash around here now, but like mowing the lawn, I just started mowing the lawn again this year. And it's just because I refuse to buy a new lawnmower, and my 2 sons are pissed off about the way the lawnmower handle is. And I'm just so cheap that I won't buy a new lawnmower.
Oh, I love it.
Like, but she, like, I think of like things like for my mom. My mom needs help on stuff. My, I have family members that'll get mad that my wife goes and does it. But my wife will be like, anything we could do to help you do what you do to put food on the table and provide this lifestyle, so that when you don't do that, we can hang out. So if it's running a couple of errands, I'll go do it. Because when you're home, I want you to be with us.
Yeah.
And that's hard too. Like, think of family. Like, what's your family, Brent? Like, is your family your mom and your dad and your siblings, or is now your family your wife and your kids?
Spot on.
That's a hard.
Yeah.
And I'm still struggling with that one because Catholic guilt and some of that stuff, and you get into that, and you're like, I want to honor my parents and honor my siblings and things like that, but also what comes first is God and then my wife and my kids. And
Mhm.
we're a unit, and we look at marriage as what's best for us, not me. It's about we. Even though then if I met like if you've met I don't think you've met my wife before, Brent. If I
Uh-uh.
introduced you to my wife, I'd be like, this is my first wife, Stacy. So we have a good sense of humor. We joke around a lot. I've kind of described it as two kids that just happen to be married and have a blast together. And we're not afraid to rib each other at all.
Oh, I love it. That just shows how strong of a relationship you have. It's not even how strong of a marriage you have. It's just how you love each other and appreciate each other. And it's that again, I got to stress the fact that you talk about I think there's such a divide at times with if a guy says I work and my wife stays home, that there's like this negative connotation on it or something like that. But just the way you say it from your heart and how she takes that role like, "I am I'm in charge here, folks. This is what I do." Doesn't you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't
Mhm.
that's just a thing. That's all it is. You both do your things and you do it really damn well. is what it comes down
I had a buddy that talked about retiring his wife, and I wanted to clock him.
to.
And I think he's opening up, but like retire my wife, like what? Yeah, yeah, whatever.
It's crazy, isn't it? Like the
Yeah.
different mentality. That's why I love that you brought that up because it is. It's the teamwork, the communication. Oh, so there's a question. Okay. Again, if you see a pattern here, the way you have done your life and your business and your kids and everything else, go back to your mom and dad weren't together. Is that part of why you made it a point to create such a strong relationship with your wife?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
I Yeah, 100%. It's like
Mhm.
you gotta have a strong marriage and you gotta work on it. The hardest part is as you get older and the kids get older is making sure you're still dating each other.
Yeah.
I think that's where we could use improvement on of being selfish for the two of us, being selfish for the relationship and taking more time sometimes to get away from the kids. Like cell phones, if I had my choice, I would maybe throw them in the garbage. I'm not a big fan of them, even though I use mine to a certain extent. But the kids having cell phones because then mom's always available, which
Yeah.
is good and bad.
Yeah.
Or like the kids will go ask mom something when they walk by me to ask her something for help, and you're like, and it's something I could have done, and you're just like, you just want to sometimes like throttle them, like what, like really, and then they'll start, and then they'll stop, and then they'll start laughing that they did it. Like I just basically, dad's just a body in the corner. Like sometimes you're like, come on, I'm not completely useless here. Like I can do some things, but just trying to keep that relationship strong with your spouse. It's you know, again, try to get away here and there and do some getaways. I mean, we struggle with that. I got a 10-year-old, absolutely love him, but he's got some anxiety issues, some
Yeah.
OCD issues, and getting away from him is not easy. Like we go on a trip every year for a week where we sponsor college kids that are getting in the industry that go on a cruise. And so this year it's getting bad, so we just said forget it, and I sent him on a cruise. Then I'm like, I'll just make him have fun, and sent him with my mother-in-law and my other daughter. So something to keep him busy. If I had
Yeah.
it my way, I'd go every 6 weeks or 8 weeks for a weekend. But you know, you got sports and you got life, and things happen.
Well, that's still family. That's still doing the things you want to do and should do and putting what you should put first, really is what it comes down to. All the while, you may not look at it, but the business and life you've created on that side too, that you are uber successful. Now, like you said, you always want more, 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 more. But yeah,
What's the currency of life? Time. And it's like we don't get any more than anybody else. So it's how do you
nope.
spend it? And if you like write down how do you spend your whole day, track it, you'll find out real quick where your priorities are.
I love that you just said, what's the currency of life? Because it's the old adage of how do kids spell love? Time. But
Yep.
that's what your spouse spells love too. That's how everybody around you spells it. It's just, are you making the time or doing the time? And for you as well. That's a big part of it too, that hopefully Corey doesn't get lost in all this, trying to do everything for everybody else.
Do my best not to.
Yeah. So, okay, what, and I know this is a tough question for you to answer because the humble that lives within you. But what does set you apart from everybody else? Because you have taken something, as you say, that most people don't want to do, insurance, and then the aspect of disability on top of it. What has made you so successful?
Relationships and wanting to do what's best for the client, even though it may cost me. And what I mean by that is so my business is working with other financial professionals, typically
Yep.
insurance agents, life insurance agents, financial planners, fee based planners, fee only planners. We'll get referrals from accountants and lawyers too. But, anyways, where we help them implement income protection or disability insurance, short term, long term, group, individual, paid family medical leave, all that stuff. We implement that. We it's one doing what's best for the client, and that's easy to talk about. it's not always easy to deliver on.
Yeah.
Like, you can start working on a case and going, oh my gosh, this is going to be like 10 hours of work extra. And there's a 50% chance this client's not going to do this. And I'm going to have to do it with a carrier that I make like 1/5 of what
Mm,
normal carriers pay. But it's what's best for the client. And I think of, if I'm that client, what would I want? If that's my family member, if that's me, what would I want? The It's a blessing and a curse knowing what you know about the industry. The good news is we've learned a lot about this industry. The bad news is we've learned a lot about this industry, and so then once you have a knowledge, you can't take it away,
yeah.
and that's hard. Like,
Yep.
sometimes I would love to go join like one carrier and do that, and I'm like, I would hit my head against the wall every day because I'd be told I have to sell that carrier, and I will never put myself in that type of position, because if that's not the best interest of the client, I'm not going to do that. It's, working in brokerage, we have numerous carriers and numerous options for the clients. And what's crazy is seeing the price difference, the product difference.
Mm,
And, like, yeah, I could sell a client company A and somebody would say that's better, but okay, company B is a couple better features and 10 or 15% cheaper. What should I do? The better policy for the client. Maybe I'll make half as much or a fourth of as much or whatever, or maybe I have to refer them to somebody else because I don't have the program at this place. Like, we had a client the other day. We had to refer to another advisor because we knew they had a better option that I wasn't able to access. That's not fun, but it's what's right for the client.
hmm.
I probably could have done something, but it wouldn't have been as good for the client. So you have to refer them out. You just do it. It's, what do they say? Do it as if somebody's always watching you, kind of thing. Like, I mean, we live in a litigious society where, is if I screw something up for a client, we could be sued for many, many millions. Not that that's not the fear leading me. It's, again,
No.
do what's right for the client, and it all works out. Like, Minnesota just brought on paid family medical leave, which is going to be an absolute cluster. I testified against the bill on behalf of two industry organizations. It's not that I oppose the whole bill. I oppose the government getting really involved in it.
Mm,
But now we're having to offer it to we don't have to offer it to clients, and I didn't have to get into that market, and I probably won't make money doing it, but it was what's best for our clientele.
yeah.
And it's like, let's do this. We need to be a resource. Business owners don't have a clue what to do, so let's be a resource. In fact, advisors don't have a clue. Like, I've called a bunch of advisors, like, I don't know what to do. I'm like, call me, we'll handle it. So, again, show up, suit up, be positive, and every day's going to be a good day.
Well, just the way you said, it's not about us. It's about, and that's, I don't want to paraphrase, but exactly how you answered that question was, I always do what's right for people. And that's how I've become successful. It's not about me. It's not about how much money I'm going to make. It's not about all this stuff. And what happens from there is this domino effect that people reach out to Corey. People want to work with Corey. People want to be around you. They know that they can trust you and everything that's going to happen with you. You're going to do what's right instead of doing what's right for you. It's what's right for them. And that's why you've made it so easy and have done so well. And I guess in my eyes, from what you just said, it's pretty simple to see. Now, again, that's also what sets you apart from everybody else. Maybe not everybody, but you know what I mean by that, obviously. That, huh? How long do you keep
Fun.
doing it?
It's fun though. It's a niche, like, when I started this
Love it.
literally 22 years ago, 22 and a half years ago, there was nobody doing disability insurance as their specialty, like doing what they call the broker's broker model. But it's so fun. I mean, like, literally, I had to put a dress shirt on today. Like, I wear a sweatpants and a sweatshirt every day. I now actually shower in the morning. I was there on a 4-year period where I didn't shower till 4 or 5 in the afternoon. And like, I work in, I mean, we literally are in, there's what, 51 insurance, you have Washington D.C. and 50 states. We have a license in 40 8
Wow.
states and Washington, DC. We're only missing 2, and it's only because we haven't gotten referred business there. Like, what a fun business. We get to work from home. I never do Zooms. Like, literally having to do this, Brent was like pulling teeth. And I literally, because I, back to my kids, I want to be able to go to their sports things. So a lot of times I'll even have it where my wife or one of my kids is driving me and I'm in the passenger seat doing an appointment. Like I'll go in the
Okay.
summer, we'll be on the way to the boat and the car holds 8 people. We'll have 8 people, like a couple of my kids and their friends all in the car and they all know, all the friends don't, like he's the guy paying for today. You be quiet. They know what I do. They know I'm doing insurance and they know I'm
For
doing
this
client
duration.
appointments and I'll do my client appointments and they know like you say a word, you're not going to be coming back next time. Like I'm making money here. Let's go. And it's awesome. Like again, we can do this from anywhere. Like what a,
Absolutely.
like people are like, do you want to do Zoom? No, because then I have to have an internet connection. I don't want to have to be tied to the internet. I love this business. It is, oh,
It's
love it.
cool, isn't it?
Love
And
it.
just
Yeah.
to like, just to watch you interact with people, like when we went to DC or NAFA or whatever, just these different meetings you're at, everybody knows you.
Nah, I wouldn't say that. Come on, Brent.
Well,
A
what I
few
mean is,
people.
yeah, it doesn't mean like it's a badge of honor, like I know everybody. It's because you're such a good person. What you just said is that it doesn't really matter if they do business with you or not. You just want to talk to people. You just put yourself out there and have conversations. That's what I mean.
I want to
You're
do what
so
I can to do to help the industry.
yeah.
The
Yep.
industry is important to me. The only reason we have an industry is because of all of the people that came before us. And so it's my job, I believe, to leave the
Cool.
industry as good or better and to advocate for the industry, but more importantly, advocate for the clients and hopefully keep the government out of that part of it so that we can serve the clients and the clients can serve themselves and take care of their families by buying disability insurance. I mean, what a, it's the coolest. Like Brent, I got to introduce last week one of my friends and clients who is going through stage 4 colon cancer.
Mm.
And we're going to be putting this individual on claim
Wow.
and paying their bills every single month. And they're not going to have to worry about anything financially.
Wow.
Like, what a, it's
That's
hard because it weighs on you too, like mentally. Like, it, but everybody else is coming with a bill. Every doctor, every appointment they're going to is giving them a bill. And we're showing up with a fat paycheck because they did the right thing years ago and we persuaded them to do it. Like it is so amazing to see the insurance work for them. It's just I'm amazed. Like I get to know everything. Like sometimes I know stuff about the person that their spouse doesn't know.
yeah.
Like or like people celebrating being pregnant with a kid and you're knowing about it. And they're like, you can't tell anyone. I know you know this person, this person, this person. Don't say anything. I haven't even told my parents we're pregnant. You know, like I'll have those types of conversations. Like it's just I'm blessed to be in this industry and do what we do. It's a privilege. It's an honor. I really enjoy it.
It's funny that you talk about, well, not funny, but go back to you talk about vision and things like, and we talk about why you do what you do. I don't, to me, there's no one thing that's a why. It's, you just talked about somebody with cancer. You just talked about knowing things about people before it happens or when it happens before other people know. You talked about taking care of people. You've talked about it's taking care of your family. It's about the relationships with your kids. It's about like it's just thing after thing after thing is why you do what you do and continue to, like you said, some days when you don't want to get up in the morning, you do it anyway because you know there's people depending on you and you're depending on you.
Yeah,
Just relationships.
that's fun.
Well,
Like
it is.
think back. I don't know about you guys, but when
Love
I
it.
was younger, Sunday night, 6, 7 o'clock, that stupid 60 minutes click click click
Oh
click.
yeah. Yep.
You can all remember that, and it was the worst. Like it would like I'd like get the sweats over it of because I probably procrastinated and didn't do homework, which I still to this
Mm.
day do not believe in homework, but I work from home. Homework is the devil. I think it literally should be eliminated in life. and I don't do well with that. Like if I have homework, I like some project, I got to go to a coffee shop, throw headphones on, pop in a bunch of sunflower seeds, and focus in. But anyways, I Sunday nights I hated because it was almost like there's parts of school I liked, but I just was not the homework guy and that, and so it was a miserable feeling. I feel so blessed that Sundays are not a big deal. Like now, it's actually like you know what, I get to go tackle problems that other people have and help them. Like, what does a guy love to do? A guy loves to solve problems.
Spot on.
It's
Yep.
like golf. Like they talk about, I heard this great analogy about golf is why men really love golf. Golf is probably 100 problems that you get 70 to 100 problems you get to solve. And you got a couple of minutes to solve it or a minute to solve each problem. Because the grass is going this way, the wind's going this way. You have a horrible lie, you have a route there where you might take your wrists off hitting the shot, and then you got to try it. It's all a bunch of problems, and what do guys love doing? They love actually solving problems.
That's
And I
a
was like,
really
that's actually genius way to look at golf, but also just life. Like
yeah.
I'm helping somebody solve a problem where if something happens to them, they become sick or hurt. They're not going to have their same lifestyle. They're
No.
going to be having a GoFundMe page. They're going to be doing all that stuff, and I'm there to help solve that problem before it really becomes a problem. And they have the opportunity to solve it before it's really a big problem. And we help them place the insurance just in case. And just in case happens 30, 40% of the time. So let's solve that problem. So it's, I don't know, it's an honor to do what I do and a privilege. And it's, I love, again, Sunday nights. I think if that tick, tick, tick goes on Sunday night and you get anxious over it, you need to find something new. Like if you don't love what you do, I mean, I think of another advisor. I was going to call his wife. He told me to get his wife some insurance. And she was a corporate attorney and
Mm.
actually in the insurance industry, corporate HR attorney. Sounded like a miserable job, anyways. But, anyways, I go, does she love what she does? He goes, don't ever ask anybody that. He goes, we have the corner on the market. Financial planners, financial, insurance agents, all that, they love what they do. Most
Mm-hmm.
people are out there miserable doing what they're doing. And I was
Mm-hmm.
like, what a horrible way to go through this thing called life, this experiment of life, being miserable. Like, I love it. Like, I have to rein it in so I don't work too much and making sure I'm, cautious on that. I
Yep.
love what I do. Love it.
If people listening to this don't take anything else of the words of wisdom that have been going on for about 45 minutes, take that away and do what you love and watch how great life gets. Yep. Because it is. You get to do this thing for a certain period of time. You might as well enjoy all of it. Yep. And Sunday should be exciting, not anxious and stressed.
Think of like 2025. I have a lot of medical and dentists and stuff, doctors and dentists that are clients. And like, you can see sometimes they're not happy and you're like, whether you make 600,000 or 300 or 100, it's not going to like, and especially in the medical field, $100,000 swing is not going to change their lifestyle at all.
No, not at all.
So you're like,
Nope.
why are you working 60 hours? Why don't you do 40 hours and you're still going to have the same lifestyle and enjoy your life? Like, I just don't get it. Or even today, like I'm trying to persuade my team. I've got 4 wonderful people on my team. I'm trying to persuade them to do an RV trip. Like I got one that I'm trying to literally get this person to go on a 1 year RV trip because they can work from anywhere. Actually, this
Oh,
person can work anywhere in the world, but ideally in the US because they want to meet advisors. I'm like, why don't you do an RV? First of all, you're a subcontractor. This person is. I'm like, you get to write off your whole trip to go meet advisors all over the
go
country.
meet
Why wouldn't
people.
you? And I have another team member who like would love to get away. I'm like, get a tiny house and go hit the road. Like I got the kids right now, so I'm a little bit. I can't really.
Yeah,
I
it's just
tried to
thinking
persuade the
different.
wife to do it. She won't do it. I really want to do it, but like get out. Like 2025, you can work from a lot of occupations. You don't actually have to show up. Like if you went to your employer and said, "I've got an idea," a lot of employers would embrace it. And if they wouldn't, and it's a position that you don't have to be there, maybe you're at the wrong employer.
Somebody would. Absolutely. You could go to a different that's just it. There's this thing that we feel like it's always got to be because that's the way it's always been. And it doesn't have to be that way anymore
No.
at all. All you got to do is ask or just do it. It's
Oh,
exactly what you're saying. Yeah.
think of even like Uber drivers and stuff. I'm not advocating for
Yeah.
that, but like, you know what my backup job's been? This is where I still think of this. If the world's coming to an end, like insurance is just not going right, and I got to pay the bills, I
Mm-hmm.
can work 2 jobs. I can continue insurance, and I can be a truck driver. Because a truck driver, I got an 8-hour shift that I'm driving or a 10-hour shift that I'm driving. Then I can work another 8 to 10 hours, and then I can sleep. That was my like backup plan all along, like my exit. If I have to, and it wasn't an exit, it was what do I need to do to put some band-aids on to keep this business
If
going?
possible. Yep.
Yeah. Like
That's good thing you're you, so you don't have to worry
what do I
about
need
that.
to do to make sure that my wife can still be a stay-at-home mom? That's what it was. Or
Yeah.
she could be a domestic engineer. What do I need to do? If I need to drive a truck, I'll drive a truck and do insurance.
I love it.
Whatever you
Dude,
do.
thank you
Thank
so
you.
much for being on here. This has been more than I could have hoped for sure. Like you are, I just hoping people listen to this, they know what they can create, and you're living proof. I mean, I'm not trying to diminish you, but you're nothing special. We're nothing special. You just made a choice to do it.
I'm just a C student.
At best. At best, you're.
C's equal degrees.
I bet nobody's ever asked you what was your GPA in college, have they? When you took a job or an appointment?
No, no.
No.
My kids laugh at it because they'll say,
Yeah.
"Dad, C's equal degrees." I'm like, "Not for you. C's equal Dad doesn't pay."
Some things you can follow, some things you can't. I love it.
Exactly.
I gotta ask, how do people find you? They want to work with you. They want to be part of your life. They want to do business with you. How do they find you?
Let's share that. I want to say one other thing because of my kids.
Yeah.
I'm freaked out about this, but I'm excited. They literally, one of them said to their friends, "I don't know if I could work an 8-hour job, like regular hours. I need flexibility," because they've watched me now for the last 10 years
Yeah.
show up, suit up, but then they'll also come up here at midnight and they'll see me in my office working. Like I offer evening appointments 2 days a week, 2 nights a week when my kids go to bed. I'll do evening appointments because that's what works for my kids. But um,
You're doing your
disability,
hours.
what?
Let's call it that, but it's not these hours. You're
Yeah,
doing,
yeah.
yeah,
It's shifts.
spot on.
It's little shifts here and there.
It's
Sometimes we got
freedom.
to cover the graveyard. I do so disabilitygeek.com. Disabilitygeek.com is our website. If you ever want to chat with me or ask about life or this or that, if there's any way I can help, you can schedule an appointment right off my website.
Yep.
You can email us at disabilitygeek@disabilitygeek.com. That's my email. And then 844-700-GEEK. 844-700-GEEK. We embrace the geek mode, you know?
Got it.
It's
Even the logo is
even
the
the
geek.
logo. It's the
Yep.
geek.
I love it. Thank you
Thank you.
again.
Appreciate it, Brent. Really enjoyed it.
Have a great day, bud. Thanks for joining us on the Your Limitless Leadership Podcast with Jenny and Brent Widman. We hope today's conversation inspired you to think differently about leadership, not just in your career, but in every part of your life. Remember, leadership starts with leading yourself first. It's about taking action, making bold decisions, and showing up with purpose. Now, it's time to take what you've heard today and put it into practice. Whether it's in your business, your community, your family, or your own personal growth, start leading without limits. You have the power to become the leader you're meant to be. Until next time, keep pushing your boundaries and leading with purpose.